So we're back, another week, another video. Yes, we're gonna get into this because we're making lasagna, but not just any lasagna, just really good lasagna. Not no average run-of-the-mill meat sauce. No, I'm talking short rib ragu. All right, not sprinkled mozzarella. No, creamy bechamel. But yeah, this lasagna is gonna be great. It's gonna be the best lasagna you've ever had. All right, this is the definition of date night lasagna. And the best part is we're making our own pasta to go with it. There's no beating that. My cabinet's open. Yeah, that's awkward. Okay. Short rib. We're gonna start with this. So you want to get a nice size short rib. You don't really need a lot. About a pound and a half. So we're gonna take these. We're going to coat them in flour, create a crust on the outside, which kind of doesn't matter as much for ragu. Yeah. So we're gonna take this, get some flour on it, and then we're gonna take it over to our Dutch oven. All right, narrator Calin, you're up. Thanks, Calin. How's it going? No, I'm kidding. All right, so basically all you're gonna do is just, coat every single side with some flour. It's actually really simple. You wanna make sure you get a good coat though, because as it goes, it's gonna dry out even more. You're gonna get a bitter crust. Like I said, crust doesn't really matter right now, but All right, set those into your Dutch oven, and you want to get a crust on all 4 sides, or all 6 sides. Sorry, there's 6 sides to this. You're gonna get a crust on all 6 sides, and you're gonna take them out. Now you're not looking to cook these all the way through, you're just looking for the crust because we're gonna let these braise for about 3 hours. Once that's done, add a tablespoon of butter, and here I added about a tablespoon of olive oil, just for flavor, and then you're going to add a cup of Mirepoix. Now Mirepoix we're gonna cover in a later video when we do like chicken stock or something, but it's basically equal parts carrot, celery, and onion. So if you're doing a cup, you're gonna do 1/3 of a cup of carrot, 1/3 of a cup of celery, and 1/3 cup of onion. Let that cook until those onions get translucent. You get a little bit of a caramelization, and you're gonna add a 1/2 cup of red wine. You want it to be a full-bodied red wine, and then you're gonna also add a cup of crushed tomato. Now here I'm using tomato sauce that I made, but that's just because I like the flavor of it. So if you really have a tomato sauce that you like, you can do that as well. Then you're gonna add the short rib back into the Dutch oven and fill it like halfway with beef stock, unsalted beef stock. You want to make sure it's unsalted. You don't want salty. You don't want a salty ragu. Lid that up, and then you're gonna put it into your oven set to 325 for the next 2 to 3 hours, or until it's fork pull apart tender, just like our pulled pork. All right, cool. So that's gonna be going for the next like 2 to 3 hours. When you heat up your thing, your Dutch oven, make sure it's not too hot because you can start a grease fire. Jeez, are my eyebrows still here? Do I still have my eyebrows? Yeah. If you do, just take the lid, suffocate it. It's the easiest thing to do. Don't panic. All right. So while that's going though, we can start prepping the other parts, the other layers of our lasagna. You don't need a lot to make pasta. All right. All you need is some flour, egg, oil, your water, and your hands. That's really it. You want to use the right type of flours. So semolina flour. Basically, it's got more gluten, than regular flour, like all-purpose or whatever. So you get more of a, you can stretch the pasta and all that jazz. It's just use the right flour for your pasta. My eyes are burning so bad right now. All right, this was literally my week's workout. You're gonna start with 1.5 cups of semolina flour. Then you're gonna add a pinch of salt. Give that a good mix, kind of get that salt incorporated into the flour. Make a small well and then add 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. All right, add 2 whole eggs, and then with a fork, slowly whisk that together and kind of incorporate that flour into that egg and water. Once your dough starts to come together, you're going to get your hands in there and kind of incorporate that flour into there even more. Once your dough starts calling you Scoob, put it out into the counter and start kneading. Now you're gonna want to knead this for about 10 minutes or until it's smooth and kind of elastic. Once you finish kneading, put into a plastic bag or plastic wrap and let that rest for 20 minutes. Alright, so now we got about 30 minutes, 45 minutes until our ragu's done. We're gonna do the spinach cream filling. spinach cream filling. There we go. Cool. We got I feel like we already had a name for it, but yeah. So it's really basic. It's literally just some spinach, some ricotta cheese. We're gonna like saute the spinach, add that to ricotta cheese, mix it up, and then get it in the fridge. We're gonna hit the bechamel. At that point, it's basically time to roll out our pasta and assemble lasagna. Okay, now this part is one of those parts where it's like really up to your taste. So here I'm doing 3 handfuls of spinach, and we're just gonna cook that down until, you know, it's pretty much sauteed. But we're also going to try and squeeze out as much of that water as possible. We don't want that water to get into our lasagna, because then we'll just have soggy lasagna, and no one likes soggy lasagna. Once that's ready, set that into a bowl and add half of a container of ricotta cheese. Now here I have like a 15-ounce container, I think it was, so about 7 ounces. Alright, so next we're going to get our herbs ready. So we're going to take about 2 tablespoons of like all these fresh herbs. The links, I mean not links, amounts are going to be down in the description, but easy way to do this. You're going to take your basil leaves, roll all of your herbs inside of them, and then give them a nice fine like chopping, so that way everything's together, it's easy, you can just pick it up, put it in your bowl, and you're done. Alright, next up is our cheese. So we're going to do about 2 to 3 cups of fresh Parmigiano Reggiano cheese or Parmigiano Romano cheese. Wait, is it Romano or Reggiano? Parmesan cheese. You just want to make sure you get actual Parmesan cheese. And then we're also going to do a cup of Gruyere cheese. Now, I know what you guys are going to say, but it's fine. Add a cup of your Parmesan to your spinach ricotta mixture, and then take the rest of your Parmesan and your Gruyere over to the oven for our bechamel. Now I know someone's gonna say it, oh my gosh, Calin, Gruyere, it's not Italian! I never said this was the most authentic Italian lasagna. But yeah, we're just elevating it, alright? We're gonna try and be as accurate as possible, but I mean, come on, it's okay. Alright, now it's cheesy sauce time. Start with 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna melt that down and also add 2 tablespoons of flour. We're just gonna whisk that together until 2 things happen. 1, you're gonna start to smell like the floury smell kind of like disappear. It's gonna turn into kind of a nutty smell, and also we're going to go for a blonde roux. So you don't want this to darken. Once it gets to like a light color, you get that nutty smell, we're gonna add in 2 cups of our heavy cream. So slowly add it though. Don't just like pour it in there. You'll break your bechamel. It'll be a bad day. No one's gonna like it. So add in your 2 cups of heavy cream. It should thicken up as it goes. It'll be a nice creamy sauce. Look at that. And then we're gonna add the rest of our ricotta. So the rest of that container of ricotta, which is about a cup, and 2 cups, 1 of Parmesan, 1 of our Gruyere. We're just gonna give that a nice mix, and that's it. That's your bechamel. So now we're gonna do the pasta rolling. Now, if you have a pasta rolling machine, it's probably gonna be a lot easier for you. If you don't, you're gonna have to use one of these. We're gonna do this by hand though. It's not that hard, it's just a little bit more labor. Now the perk to making your own pasta is 2 things. 1, it doesn't take as long to cook. The second perk is you can shape this, you know, you can make it whatever shape you want. If your pan is this long, you can make the pasta sheets this long. If it's shorter, you can make it shorter. So we're gonna roll this out. I'm pretty sure this should be enough. This is the pan I'm using. I'm using this. I'm going for like at least 4 layers of pasta. But yeah, so everything's done. Bechamel's good. I'm about to take the ragu out now, shred up the beef, mix it up and stuff. Lightly flour your work surface, and then you're gonna roll out your flour. But when you roll, you're not gonna want to just like roll straight out. You're gonna want to roll and turn, roll and turn. It's the best way to do this. It's gonna give you a nice, not like over kneaded dough, and also it just helps it roll out better. Once you've rolled it out to the point where you can like barely see your hand through it, you're just gonna cut it into strips. Now, different pan, different sizes. All right, so pasta's made. The ragu is almost done. Now I just need to prep our pan. Really and truly, I just mean lay some sauce as a bottom layer. We'll probably do a recipe for that sometime soon, I don't know. Homemade tomato sauce, which is actually one of the mother sauces. We're using 2 of those in this recipe. Look at us, man. Using all the basic stuffs. about a spoonful of this, put it in the bottom of here. This is just to prevent the pasta from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Also, I would never suggest cutting your pasta on bare counter like that. That was, no, just don't, try not to do that. Just try not to do that. All right, so yeah, just like I said, spoonful of sauce, you're gonna spread it out, make sure you get as much coverage as possible, maybe use a little bit more if you need it. Lay down your first layer of pasta. This is your bed layer, the nestling hold of all your lasagna, I don't know. Anyways, lay down your first layer of pasta. All right, so there's a lot of ways to layer a pasta. The way that I did it was pasta meat, pasta cheese, pasta sauce, in that order, just alternating until I got as many layers as I wanted. Once you get all your desired layers, you're gonna set that into a 325-degree oven for at least 30 to 45 minutes, or until the top layer of cheese is completely melted. Then you're gonna take off your foil, and then you're just gonna let that brown and let that rest for at least 10 to 20 minutes. You don't wanna cut into this until after it's rested. All right, and here we are, finally here. It didn't really take long, but it took long, you know? It's really just one part that takes a while, and it was that ragu. I like how it came out. The top didn't get like golden brown like I wanted it to, but it's fine. Let's just move the parsley out of the way. The things I do for the gram. Wow, that is good. That bechamel is rich, creamy. That like spinach mixture we did, the ragu, you can taste it, but it's not overpowering. I was afraid I'd over knead the pasta. It's super easy to cut through. Like, okay, I got a corner piece, so that is good though. Yep, I got one. I got it. Yeah, definitely worth the wait on that one. But all this meshes so well together. Make this lasagna, because this is a labor of love. I'm sorry. This is just, oh gosh, that is so good. So good. You ever make something and then you're just left speechless? I mean, just look at this.